Right now, in this exact second, the world owes more money than it has ever owed in human history. Not one country, not two. Almost every single nation on earth. The United States, China, Japan, the UK. Nations that hate each other, that have nothing in common, that fight over everything. They all share one secret. They are all drowning in debt. And here's the part that should scare you. Nobody in charge is actually panicking. Governments keep spending money they don't have. They keep borrowing more, year after year, decade after decade. And somehow, the whole system keeps running like nothing's wrong. So the question is simple. If debt is this dangerous, why isn't the whole world already collapsing? Let's go back to where this all started. After World War II, countries needed cash fast. Rebuilding cities, feeding people, keeping the lights on, none of that was cheap. So governments did what governments do. They borrowed. At first, it worked. Economies grew. Jobs came back. Debt looked like a tool, not a trap. But somewhere along the way, borrowing stopped being the backup plan. It became the whole plan. Instead of paying debt off, countries just rolled it forward, borrow more to pay the old debt, then borrow again next year to pay that. Sound familiar? It's basically a credit card that never gets paid off, just transferred to a new card with a slightly better interest rate. Except this isn't your credit card. This is entire nations running on borrowed time. Now here's where it gets interesting. You'd think a country drowning in debt would go bankrupt, right? Like a business that can't pay its bills. But nations play a completely different game. They control their own currency. They can literally print more money to cover the gap. No small business owner on earth has that kind of power. But that power comes with a price. Print too much money and suddenly your dollar, your yen, your currency, it's worth less. Prices shoot up. That loaf of bread that cost you $3 last year, now it's 5. That's inflation. And it's not some abstract economic term. It's your paycheck buying less every single month. So why do governments keep doing this if it hurts regular people? Because the alternative feels worse to them. Cutting spending means cutting programs people depend on. Raising taxes makes voters furious. Borrowing? It's invisible. It's a problem for tomorrow. And tomorrow always seems to become someone else's tomorrow. Politicians get 4 years, maybe 8. Debt lasts generations. So who's actually going to fix a problem they won't be around to answer for? This is where it gets personal for you. Every dollar a government borrows today gets paid back by someone. And that someone is you, and it's your kids. Through higher taxes, weaker currency, and slower growth in the future. You're not just watching this crisis from the sidelines. You're already inside it. Now, some people will tell you debt doesn't matter because these countries have never defaulted. And sure, that's true so far. But here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. The system isn't built on the debt being paid back. It's built on trust. Trust that tomorrow, someone will still be willing to lend more. And trust, unlike money, cannot be printed. The moment that trust cracks, even a little, everything changes. Interest rates spike. Borrowing gets more expensive. And suddenly, countries that seemed untouchable start looking a lot more fragile. We've already seen small warning signs. Credit downgrades, panic in bond markets, emergency meetings that used to be rare and are now becoming routine. Nobody's saying the system collapses tomorrow, but cracks don't stay small forever. So where does this leave us? Every generation before you inherited some debt, but you're inheriting the largest pile in history. At the exact moment, interest rates are no longer close to zero. At the exact moment, global trust is being tested like never before. That's not fear-mongering, that's math. The real question isn't whether debt matters, it's whether you're going to understand the system before it reshapes your future or find out the hard way when it already has. Because the smartest people in finance aren't waiting for governments to fix this. They're already positioning themselves for what comes next. If you want to actually understand how money works, not the version they teach you in school, but the real system running behind the curtain, hit subscribe. Because what's coming next is going to separate the people who saw it early from everyone else scrambling to catch up.